What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Movie Emporium's TV review of Snowpiercer Season 4, Episode 3, called Life Source. This episode is directed by Leslie Hope. Alright, guys. Somebody wrote in the comments of my last video that says Season 4 was probably the worst season of the series. I'm starting to believe that. This is the second episode in a row that really doesn't do much of anything to find a way to start making this season interesting. It's a lot of, I'm going to do this, we're going to stop you from doing that, then we're going to make a decision to help you do that. It's not a very good episode. It's a very by the book, bland Snowpiercer episode, and it might be one of the worst of the season plus the series, to be fairly honest. I thought of different ways I was going to do this video. I was going to talk about this episode, and all I can say is I feel like sometimes a show that you get deeply invested in, whether it be Lost or The Simpsons or Snowpiercer, tend to have this issue of trying to do the same thing over and over and over. And what I mean by that is you have this situation where Audrey has come to warn the New Eden about what's going on. You don't really get much information on what exactly happened in the last episode except a bunch of setup. And then the next episode, and this happens in Lost all the time, it's just another episode of just kind of blandness of kind of, okay, so what is honestly going on here? And we are 3 episodes into a 10 episode season of the last season of a series, and Melanie has disappeared. You know, we're getting the back and forth between Milius and, of course, Nima. And then they want help between Bennett and Bess to go take care of something on the train. Apparently, Nima has invented this fertilizer that possibly could help the train with more food. And then Bess and Bennett go back there and they devise a plan because all the crops are dead, so they figure something's going on. So they automatically accuse Nima and Milius of doing something no good. That's why they're making them work so much. Here's a major problem. What are they making them do? Why are they making them work so many hours? They're not. It's not fully explained. I mean, it kind of is explained at the end, but not very well. They make a deal that they're going to help them if they take them down under 10 hours of work time. And okay, so there's this guy that died. He died of an electrical burn. Okay, fine. It's a lot of like spinning wheels, to be fairly honest. And it's a lot of boringness. They go back there once again. Bess and Bennett, who aren't the most cohesive of characters, go back there, and they don't really do much of anything outside of plan to take down Nima and Milius by unleashing a gas that will knock them out so they can take back Snowpiercer. And once again, okay, fine, where is Melanie? What happened to Melanie? It's almost like Melanie just died and disappeared from this whole entire show once again. It's just, I know she'll be back. I know we'll see it in the next few episodes what exactly happened to her. But also we've seen in the trailers, where's Wilford? What exactly is Wilford doing? Is he going to show up in the last episode of the series and then die? I mean, it's just, you're not setting up your story very well. And at least, I mean, I guess it's nice that they went back and forth between the two sections, but it's so heavy on New Eden that it doesn't focus hardly any on Snowpiercer, and the only parts on Snowpiercer are just the simple fact that these two individuals are trying to stop these two other individuals, and you find out that the whole plan all along is for Snowpiercer to get Big Alice to back to them, which I'm assuming has to do with Wilford. We'll see. That's it. They're using the fertilizer for something. They're going to kill Layton and all them on Big Alice. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't make any sense. It's problematic. It's boring. And I wasn't on board at this. I'm not on board with the story at all. Like, what, I don't understand what the point of it is. Milius seems like a really, Clark Gregg as Milius seems like a really interesting character that they're doing really nothing with outside of being a bad guy. It's like, they had these like interesting ideas of like trying to figure out where the hot spots are, how to figure that out. And all they're doing is taking down Big Alice. That's just stupid. It's stupid storytelling. It really is. It's boring. It's not very fun. It kind of defeats the whole purpose of what you're trying to aim for this season, to be fairly honest. And like I said, it's 10 episode season, but you got to do something more than just taking over another train again. It just, at this point, we're past that. We need to do something completely different. And I don't know if it's because the writers and directors are just like, this is the last season, we have to like go out with a bang. I don't know, but they're not doing a very good job of it. And then you have the other stuff with Layton and Rose and Alex and Javi and Josie. Layton's determined to get on Big Alice, to take the train to stop Snowpiercer, and he's being resisted, of course, by Rose and, you know, Ruth and all these people, and he's not making, as he does in this entire series, he makes the most illogical decisions. You know, I understand he wants to go after his daughter, but he's not thinking very smartly through it. He uses Javi to find a way to allow New Eden to run for 3 weeks without the train itself, because the train uses its engine to power the city. And it's a lot of just standing around doing nothing. It's a lot of them going to figure out the battery issue. And then once they figure out that what's going on, Layton is taken down very easy by Rose's character. I think her name is Rose. And he's put on trial. And the trial is just him begging them to allow him to go after her to get his daughter. And which I understand, but he's doing a lot of spinning his own wheels. It's like, if you're worried about go after her, find a way to go after her. You're just whatever. And they all agree. And then Ruth, who's like very against it, didn't even vote for her, decides she's going to go with Layton. And of course, Alex is going to go with. It's like basically, let's get the gang back together and go after these individuals, which is setting up the surprise of they knew Audrey or somebody was going to go after and tell New Eden about this. And that's why, you know, Milius is doing what he does. But once again, it's a big burger of nothing. It's a big bag of nothingness. It's just Layton getting his comeuppance again. He's, you know, using his non-brain to do things. And I really hope this season gets better. I'm so sick of this nonsense. I'm so sick of this boring tiredness. You know, Oz, who is feels very guilty about what's going on. Him and Sam have a nice conversation about how it's not his fault and he's doing everything in his power. And there's kind of a level of like they're trying. He's trying, but once again, it falls by deaf ears because it doesn't really do much. It's kind of a nice little conversation. And watching a little bit about Ruth and kind of the exploits of what she was known for doing. She's a little bit of a rebel in a lot of respects. Is kind of cool because she's always been very straight-laced, to be fairly honest. But I just feel that there is something truly off about this season, that they don't know. Maybe they were put into such a place where they felt like they were going to do a 5th season. And now they're scrambling to finish the 4th season. Maybe they feel like they don't have enough time to finish it out, and with everything that happened at Warner Brothers. So I can't hate them too much if this wasn't their original plan to finish on a 4th season. But it is nice to see this series complete its end. That at least got to give it credit for that, but this is not the way to do it. You just can't sit around and just kind of watch characters just kind of bash into each other and hope for the best. You got to have some really interesting storytelling mechanics, and you know, the idea of like the earth warming up and the idea of that kind of stuff is an interesting idea. And all it really is boiled down to is they're back on the train again. They're not really doing not really doing experiments on the ideas of the weather effects, and it's just a bunch of like, we're going back to the action nonsense that we've had for the last 3 seasons. And where's Melanie? Once again, where's Melanie at? You know, they talk about her in this episode, but they don't really explain what happened to her. Did she die? She got left out? Did she walk off the train? I don't know. I guess they insinuate that maybe she left the train because of what was going on. But that, I mean, are we going to see Wilford at some point? I mean, this episode's pretty bad. It really is. It has a lot of clunky dialogue. It has a lot of clunky exposition. It doesn't really move the needle in any form or direction. It gives us right back on people on trains, which I know it's called Snowpiercer, but you put yourself in, especially at the end of the 3rd season, in a place where you kind of put yourself in a corner and you kind of did it poorly. And from all my optimism after the 3rd season finale with, you know, Melanie seeing the rockets go off and how much storytelling could have been there, they're just not doing it. And I worry that the next 6 episodes, or 7 episodes, are going to continue this trajectory of just fighting back and forth for no reason. So I don't know, maybe I can't tell the story better, but I just feel like from a reviewer standpoint and from a fan of this series, as long as I've been watching it for 4 seasons now, this is a complete dud of an episode. So for my final score of this episode, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. It's just, once again, there's just not much here. It has potential of being something interesting, and just completely throws it by the wayside. So 5 out of 10 is how I feel, which is crazy because it's worse than the last week's episode, but that's what happens when you don't continue and progress an interesting storyline. So anyways, that'll do it. That'll be my take on Snowpiercer Season 4, Episode 3, which is called Life Source. Hopefully next week's is better. But thank you so much for watching. Comments below, what do you think of this episode? If you liked it, that's perfectly perfectly fine. If not, tell me why. But otherwise, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell top to find out what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button, and we'll see you for next week on episode 4 of Snowpiercer season 4. Peace, guys.